Well, I think we are all present and alive. So, just welcome. I'm John Adams with Cityside. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner. If you're watching, I welcome you. I'm glad that you're here. We're going to do a little spiritual practice this morning. We're going to leave, I think we'll leave everyone unmuted if you self unmuted on Zoom. So just be mindful of your ambient noise. And just welcome. I'm glad you're here. It's a powerful day. So just stepping into that power, I want to turn it over to our own Linda Jackson to get us started in our spiritual practice this morning.
Good morning. I am Linda Jackson, and thank you again for joining us for our Vision for America morning meditation and prayer for Election Day. So my desire is to create a gentle meditation to support you to relax and to release what is no longer serving. So I invite you to turn your attention inward, perhaps close your eyes or take a downward gaze. Anchor yourself in a comfortable position in your seat, allowing yourself to be fully supported by the chair beneath you. Begin to notice any part of the body that you may be gripping, bracing, or tightening. And direct your breath to that part of your body, inviting it to relax through the breath. Notice any other places or spaces in the body that would benefit from the breath. And take a few moments at your own pace, bringing the breath into each of those places and spaces. Intentionally directing the breath to bring ease and peace into the body. And I like to remember that we are each being breathed by the infinite intelligence that breathed life into us in the beginning. Let us consciously choose to work in concert with this infinite intelligence, accepting the magnificence of the breath and directing it to support our ease and our well-being. For this moment, just allow the busyness of today's activities to fall away and use the breath to create a sense of peace in the body. Perhaps rolling your shoulders or adjusting your position as needed to create the most ease in your physical being. Continuing to breathe and direct the breath to create ease and peace in the body. And if you notice the mind beginning to wander, simply bring your awareness back to your breath. It is our choice whether or not we entertain our thoughts. During this intentional time of relaxation, we consciously choose to just let the thoughts drift by. We set the intention in this moment to receive the most benefit possible from this meditation. Sense into that part of you that is beyond the mind. That place at the center of your being, your connection to the infinite, your connection to love and peace, the truth of your being. So as we deepen the breath, we drop more deeply into the power and presence of all that is, this eternal place and space within. It is where we meet in the oneness, this place in each of us. We are connected here. We are one in this love and peace. We are one in the infinite. Now, as you continue to breathe, decide that for just a few minutes, you're going to allow your fears, resentments, drama patterns, or judgments to come to the surface to be released. These resentments or judgments that you're holding, perhaps toward a particular person or group, perhaps towards our country, perhaps towards yourself. Whatever rises up there, just breathe into it. You can set the intention that whatever it was here to teach you, you have already learned. Breathe into it the same way you breathed into those areas of tension in your physical body. Whether it is fear, resentment, drama patterns, or judgments, breathe in and imagine it beginning to loosen, beginning to dissipate, giving you its wisdom before it dissolves into the nothingness from which it came. Imagine you are becoming free of the judgments, the fears, the hurts. Imagine you have released those opinions, feelings, hurts through the practice of this meditation. And as you create this space, something new becomes possible. In that deep space within, you are now free to connect with those we have othered in a new way. As we lay down our attachments, our judgments, our opinions, we may access a deeper part of ourselves and experience a more profound awareness of our oneness, of the ways we are the same, where we meet in the infinite. We are no longer focused on the other and our differences. We are now fully connected in our oneness. We choose to see how we are at our core, all desiring the same thing. We are all desiring freedom and well-being, ease and peace. Choose to move through this day in ease and peace. Choose to experience a positive shift come over you through this practice. There's nothing to do or make happen, just allowing. Let it be done unto us. Not by some power outside of us, but through surrendering to the power within. We clear our minds and reframe our thinking to regain hope. We surrender and choose freedom and well-being. We release gripping onto situations and ideas that no longer serve. We release old patterns and say yes to a new way of being. We have faith that everything is occurring for us. We understand that what we resist persists, so we release resistance now. We simply watch the thoughts and ask, what am I choosing? We choose to allow emotions to move through us with ease. We choose freedom. We consciously choose to release tension and gripping in the body, to simply let it go. We breathe in and dissolve that tension as we exhale, the tightening relaxes. We breathe in and experience light, love, and possibility. Our hearts are open. Through the breath, we elevate our vibrational frequency. We are the high vibration of love. Our mind and bodies are in the optimum space for renewal. In this perfect position, we shift into the higher idea of and for our lives, into the high idea of our country, the high idea of life on our planet. We are perfectly aligned with the high idea of true equality, freedom, and abundance for all. We carry this vibration throughout the day today and into the days ahead. We are the change that we wish to see. I invite you to allow yourself to steep in this practice for a few more moments. Beginning to bring your attention back to the room as we bring this meditation to a close through prayer. Right here, right now, I recognize that there is one power, one presence in back of all life. That power that breathed life into me in the beginning and continues to breathe every breath. It breathes each one listening to this prayer. We are each individualized expressions of the infinite, individualized expressions of the love, the peace, the freedom, the abundance. It is the truth of our being. It is pushing up against us from the inside and desiring to be its fullest expression as each of us can express it. Each of us allowing and opening to that fullest expression. And from that place of knowing the truth of our being, I speak a blessing over each of us as we move through this day, knowing that we deepen and ground in this truth, that we become a presence for the love, for the freedom, for the peace that we are seeking, that we exude these qualities with everyone we meet, every conversation we have, that the words that move through us, the energy that emanates from us is only love, is only peace. We take our mind off of those ideas and issues that take us down the rabbit hole, and we lift ourselves. We bring our minds high. We hold the high watch for this day. We hold the high watch for ourselves, for one another, for our Cityside community, for our city, for our state, for our country, for our planet. We say yes to the high idea of love and freedom moving through all that is occurring this day and the days forward. And I deny that anything in the world of form has any power over this truth. I dissolve any belief in any lack or limitation or fear or separation, divisiveness. It is dissolved from my mind. And I simply keep lifting my thoughts to the high idea of love and peace and freedom. And I call on one another to be that for this community and for all we meet today and the days ahead, that we are supporting one another in being the high idea, living the truth, living the peace, living the freedom, living the love. And I'm so grateful for this. And I pass this prayer to Keith.
So I add my yes to this prayer, to the energy of this time, And I claim that we, the people of the United States, form a more perfect union. We establish justice. We ensure domestic tranquility, and we provide for the common defense. We promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We ordain and move forward this Constitution. We are the people. I claim we are that voice and the wisdom of Lincoln nearly 100 years after those words were written to say, this is a work in progress. I claim the divine strength to move forward, to keeping on, to hold the truths we feel are self evident. Whichever truths those are, I lift up each individual and their oneness with God, with this oneness to the ideal set forth by the founding fathers, and we are here as champions for posterity. We keep it moving forward, and I claim it is done here and now. It is good. And with love, I pass to Connie.
Affirming all the words that have been spoken, and affirming that I am one with the source. I am one with the unconditional love that is always and ever present. This love is light and joy within, the compassion and courage that surround us, the strength and the wisdom that guides us and carry us forward with each breath we take and each heartbeat. Breathing that in, and from this place of oneness and guidance, all who are a part of this day is filled with love, light, joy, and compassion in every interaction, in every task performed by and for the highest good of each person, the high ideal for our community, and the high ideal for the country. The divine guides each step we take on this day, leading and leaning into the strength of our divine, knowing that it is perfect oneness. I affirm the infinite love and compassion and ease and grace of this day, and I affirm the blessing of the sharing of time and talents from all who take part in the implementing of this voting process. Every interaction emanates with the divine love and the divine wisdom, and we know that all will manifest in the exact form that is needed in perfect guidance, in perfect timing. We are supported. We are peace. We are love. And with gratitude, I pass to Rob.
So right here, right now, just centered in this oneness, saying yes to all that has been affirmed before, saying yes to truth, saying yes to this divine order that is working through us, this spirit of solidarity, this sovereignty that is guiding our hearts, guiding our minds, guiding our actions today, knowing that we are holding the high watch for our community, for our nation, for our city, for this planet, that absolutely we are one with the divine intelligence that only knows freedom, only knows love, that only knows abundance, knowing that this beingness is available to us, to our nation, our city, and our world, that absolutely all is in divine order, that we are guided to truth, we are guided to vote from our conscience, that all is coming together in perfect divine order, that the spirit of love is animating us. I bless this day, knowing that it is in divine order. I bless this election process. I affirm these words of letting go of this otherness, knowing that we are guided to our highest and best, to carry this vision, to carry the vision of our founders, to carry this spirit of freedom, of inclusion, of loving kindness and generosity, knowing that the abundance that is the truth of life is available to us and available to all, available to all on this planet. I'm just so grateful to know this truth, so grateful to participate in this process, so grateful to be this beacon of light, of freedom, of justice, of abundance. Saying yes to these words with gratitude, I pass to Jonathan.
So just remaining anchored in this space, remaining anchored in community, and connection, and love, and truth. For it is from this place that I affirm that all is well. I know that each one of us, each and every person is standing with their feet firmly planted on solid ground, and the solid ground that is full of possibility, affirming love, affirming joy, peace, power, wholeness, abundance, and freedom. Knowing that throughout this day, we are held in the arms of love, that we are connected. We are sourcing from pure unconditional love intelligence always. So I know that no matter what occurs, that we are not seduced. I deny the seduction of other, the seduction of division and of extremism. And I affirm that there is just a collective consciousness of unity and of peace and of joy that is expanding and amplifying and making its way from each and every person's heart out into the world and across this great and beautiful nation of ours. So I affirm this day life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, equality for all of these visions that we hold for America, just affirming that all of this is here now. So I just call it all good, knowing that the will of God is always good, denying the seduction and affirming truth, love, peace, and joy. I know that is the truth of our beings. So grateful for this, and I pass to Beth.
I'm so grateful to affirm all these words that have been spoken. And I add my word here, recognizing the living presence of justice, of peace, of love, of freedom, of joy, recognizing infinite creative power. I recognize that this living presence that God is inexhaustible. It is the very life force flowing through each and every one of us, through all of life. And so I just absolutely call forth and claim that today, November 3rd, this election day, that these divine ideas, these principles are flowing through every aspect of this election, flowing through every human being, that they are expressing themselves in perfect and right divine harmony and perfect and right divine order, and that all of our lives are absolutely blessed. I'm so grateful to know that this is the truth, that this is the truth for all of us. And even though we don't need to know how, the way is being made. And for this, I'm so grateful. And I pass to Gordon.
I affirm all the beautiful words that have been spoken in this gathering to celebrate our oneness. I know that we are one with Spirit, This is the source of love, the source of freedom, the source of order and peace. And I know that our community, our country, this entire world is grounded in love, in harmony, divine order, freedom, and peace. And I release the fears and the judgments that come up and keep us interfere with our experience of love. I release the fear and the judgment, and I embrace love. I embrace harmony and compassion and connection. And I know this day is all good. And I bless the people that have joined this group today. Just to share this vision of hope and love and wholeness. It is all good. And I pass to John.
Thank you. I say yes to all that's been spoken, and I recognize this oneness for myself and oneness for each person. And from this place of oneness, I just know that I am safe. I know that each and every single person is safe. And so I just recognize that it doesn't really matter what the outcome is, that I just live and breathe and know this oneness. And so I'm always in love. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person, that this love is ever present and that this good is ever present, and it simply is. And so I release any fears, resistance, concerns, and just rest in knowing that I am safe, that each person is safe, and that this love is ever present everywhere and every when. And I pass my word to Jeff Stetton.
I'm going to accept this word of love, accepting all of the words spoken today as our nation moves in to a day of discernment. I recognize that by its very nature, an election and voting is set up for an us versus them. It's set up for a winner and a loser. It's set up for a choice. And so today I claim and know that those people who have already voted and made their choice heard, and those who are standing in line today to make their choice, that it's done in alignment with the pure good of life. I let go of those very real experiences of fear, of doubt, of worry. And instead, I bound joyfully into this day, knowing that we are grounding ourselves for this historic election in our country. And also recognize that we are part of the wide world of human beings and spiritual beings doing their best this day to provide for their families, to offer love to their friends, to give and get joy from their pets. So life is so much more than just this election today. And while there is much at stake, I know that God is at the very center and circumference of all of this. So may we discern the lessons learned from this experience of election and politics, and stay forever grounded in the love of community and the wisdom of spirit in our hearts. I give thanks for our poll workers and poll volunteers. I give thanks for everyone involved in the election today, including those standing in line, those waiting for their chance to be heard. I know that each is done with a breath of love. And I pass my word to Eric Todd, if he'd like to speak.
We'll pass to Rob.
So grateful for all the words spoken this morning. So grateful for this opportunity to know truth, to affirm our very being as we move out into our day, calling this good, calling this moment an opportunity for completion, for readying ourselves, for knowing that in the mind of God there is no separation, there is no other, there is no us and them, that only truth is true, that only oneness is true, that only freedom is true, that only love is true. And I'm so grateful to be part of this process, so grateful to be included in this word this morning, knowing that our hearts are blessed, our hearts are open, and that there is a joyful expectation that our highest good is served now and always. Letting go of what I think should be, just knowing oneness, knowing truth, and blessing this opportunity this morning to affirm with my community the truth of my being, calling it all good. Together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is.
It is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great election day.
Yes.
Enjoy the sunshine.